I gotta get comfortable. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a story time video, and I've never done one of these before on my channel, but I figured it was probably like about time. So I'm sure you guys probably already know this, but my ex-boyfriend and I broke up back in October, and I decided around late November to download Tinder because I was like, you know, like what do I have to lose? Apparently I have a lot to lose, like my dignity. I downloaded Tinder and I went on my first Tinder date, which brings me to my first story time video. But before I get started on the story, I wanted to remind you guys to subscribe if you guys like this video, and if you like story time videos, it would really help me out if you thumbed up this video so I know like what you guys like, you know what I'm saying? I by no means am degrading Tinder as like an app. I have a bunch of like sisters back home that have found boyfriends and fiancés and stuff on Tinder. However, that was not the case for me, and it was just like one bad experience that just made me go like, no thank you, because that's what normal people do. They share their awful experiences with about like 350,000 people, right? I went on my first Tinder date back in, I guess, a few weeks before Christmas in December, and it was bad. It was very, very bad. The guy that I went on this date with, he was super duper cute and just seemed very, very nice from the messages that we exchanged. And he first asked me to go get dinner one night, and I was just like, you know, like in my head I was thinking I would rather go to a date where I wasn't exactly like, I could give me the opportunity to leave at any time that I would want. Because with dinner you would have to like sit down, you would have to wait till your food is done with, and then, you know, you go your separate ways. So I counter offered and was like, hey, you know, like let's get drinks. Apparently he had a different idea of like what I meant by drinks. He thought it meant let's go get drunk on a Thursday night. So the day that we decided to go on our date was a Thursday night, and I was thinking it would happen around like 5, 6-ish because I was getting my lash fills that day, and he ended up texting me around 8 and was like, I'm just getting off work, I'll be a little late. Then we go downtown, get to the first bar, and I think one of the great things about being in a sorority is you just kind of like are really good at holding conversations. And you know, I think that's a very important social skill to have. And so I was kind of using that just kind of like a normal first date would, because you're just getting to know each other, asking basic questions. The first bar we go to, completely normal, great guy. And then we head to the second bar, which is downstairs, because we went to Perch and then we went to like Miss Fish or whatever, which is in the basement. And this bar was like really, really cool, and the guy was so nice, and you know, we're just having a good time. This is one of those moments that's a do as I say, not as I do kind of moment, because I pre-gamed the date. Yes, I had like a drink or two before, and so I'm basically on my 4th drink at this point, so I'm kind of drunk. I doubt he can tell because I'm just a very bubbly person anyways. So he asked if he can like scoot closer, and I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, you can move your seat closer if that is what you desire. But he like ends up getting in my grill. After we finish our drinks, he's like, you know, this bar's kind of loud, let's go to a different bar because I hear that this bar is really, really cool. And so he wants to take me to the Ace Hotel, which is, I mean, it is a hotel, but there's a bar on top. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I call the Uber. So in the back seat, I'm sitting on the left side, and he's in the middle, and there's an open right seat. Usually, you know, like people sit on the left and right seat, but he really wanted to be close. We're in this Uber, we get to the bar, and we're outside, and the bouncer asks for IDs, and he gives him his ID, and the bouncer asks, because he kind of has a younger face, how old he is, and he says 21. The guy's 23, so that was awkward. And then he eventually corrects himself and is like, sorry dude, like I don't know where my head is. And so we go to the elevator. It's just us on the elevator, so I thought it was kind of like an appropriate time to like just chill and like check my phone to see like what's going on. I'm on my phone, and he swoops in right in front of my phone and just like proceeds to make out with me. Literally tongue down throat making out with me. And he pulls away, and he's just like, you know, like I'm the boss. And I'm just like, what the fudge just happened to me? So once we get upstairs to the rooftop, he's like, I'm gonna go to the restroom, and I'm like, cool. So I just sit down and I get on my phone and I text Caitlin and Jill, and I'm like, yo, this date is awful. Like, I don't know what to do. And they're like, okay, here's a code word if you need me to call you. I think the code word was potato. And then he comes out of the bathroom. Are you drunk enough to get beer yet? And I'm like, yeah, I would have been cool with a beer at the first bar because I just love beer anyways, like cheap beer. And so he tries to order a Miller, but they don't have Miller. So he orders us 2 Coors, and we go to sit down, and he proceeds to make out with me again. You know, I have nothing against kissing on the first date, but I do have something against like kissing and making out in getting in my social bubble the first time I ever meet you kind of thing. Nothing against anyone who doesn't have that mindset, but just not my kind of standard. I'm just kind of like pushing him away, and I'm like, you know, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I pick my beer up and I go to the bathroom, I pee, everything like that. I go back outside and he is sitting on these patio furniture next to this couple, and they're like socializing and stuff. And I sit down, and the guy that he's talking to, oh my god, like, nice to meet you, like, do you guys want to do shots? My guy and then this other girl's guy go and buy shots. So the girl turns to me and she's like, yo, this is the worst date I've ever been on. SOS. Dude, same. We're basically just like venting to each other about how bad our dates are. So then they come back with the shots, and they are vodka Red Bull shots, and those are freaking disgusting. And at this point I'm pretty drunk, like hammered drunk. And the guy's being so sweet. He's buying all of my drinks, but he's just kind of not taking no for an answer. The guy says to me in my date, he's like, I've never seen a couple that's just so equally as beautiful as you two are. Right, babe? Like, aren't we like the cutest, best looking couple ever? It was weird. It was very, very weird. The girl and I decide to go to the restroom, just as girls do. Dude, we need to get out of this place. She's like, don't let me go home alone. I will, like, no, I will make sure you do not go home alone. And then we go back. So once I sit down, the boys are like, hey, yeah, let's go to the next bar. Let's go to the One. What the hell is the One? I've never heard of that bar in my entire life. I turned to my date. Honestly, I don't really want to go there because I don't know where it is, and I just kind of want to go home. Oh, the One is the code word for his apartment. For that random guy that we met at the bar, his apartment. Because that's classy. Hell no cardio, man. That is not happening. And so I think her date ended up calling a separate Uber for him, and then my date just hops in my Uber. We're making 2 stops tonight to my Uber, and the Uber was super sweet and was like, okay, that's fine. We're in the car, and he is just proceeding to try to make out with me on the Uber ride home. But this guy is just like trying to make out with me, and I'm just like literally pushing him away. No, no, no. And he eventually just, are you like pure? Like, are you a virgin? I don't know in what language me not wanting to make out with you in the back of this Uber translate to an acceptable time for you to ask me if I am a virgin. In such an awkward way too. So I'm flabbergasted at this point. Oh my god, this is unreal. And so the Uber drops me off, and thank the guy. I'm like, thank you for all the drinks, like, you were so nice, everything like that. And I never spoke to the guy again, which is really, really rude, I'm sure. But so basically what I'm saying is dating in Los Angeles is going really, really well for me. Flawless, if you want to call it that. And that was the only date I've ever been on since breaking up with my ex-boyfriend, and you know, I'm really content with just doing me right now. So if you guys enjoyed my first Tinder date, let me know in the comments below, and also be sure to let me know if you've ever used Tinder and if you've ever had some success stories, because I unfortunately haven't, and I have since deleted Tinder because I do not need that in my life. If you guys like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also stick around by subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye!